Ethanol production. According to the AFDC, ethanol is a renewable fuel made from various plant materials collectively known as biomass. Ethanol is also known as ethyl alcohol and grain alcohol. When combined with gasoline, it can be used as an alternative fuel source for motor vehicles, which is its most common use. In the ethanol dry mill production process, the grain from the crop is first ground into flour, and then combined with water to form a type of mash. Enzymes are then added to the mixture to convert the sugar already in the crop into dextrose, which is a simple sugar. The mash is then processed in a high-temperature cooker in order to kill bacteria. Once the mash cools, it can be transferred to fermenters where yeast is added to start the fermentation process. Here is a diagram to show you how it works. The ethanol fermentation process is a system that converts sugar into carbon dioxide gas and ethyl alcohol. The process takes place when the sugar in the plant reacts with yeast, and typically takes 40 to 50 hours to complete. The chemical reaction is shown above. The top 5 ethanol producers in the world are the United States, Brazil, European Union, China, and Thailand. The U.S. usually uses corn in the ethanol fermentation process, but in Brazil, they use sugarcane. The European Union uses wheat, corn, sugarcane, and sugar beet, but China uses corn, barley, and sugarcane. Thailand uses tapioca starch and sugarcane molasses. The Midwest is the basis for U.S. ethanol production because of the amount of corn it contains. The 3 states that are responsible for most of the U.S.'s ethanol production are Iowa, Illinois, and Nebraska. According to the EPA, United States Environmental Protection Agency, the second largest source of CO2 emissions is the burning of fossil fuels for transportation. This accounts for 31% of total U.S. CO2 emissions and 26% of greenhouse gas emissions. For environmental purposes, the U.S. wants to add a higher percentage of ethanol into each gallon of gasoline for motor vehicles. In order to make this happen, we must increase ethanol production to lower the amount of fossil fuels burned. Using ethanol in place of gasoline helps to reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 30 to 50%, given today's technology, says the RFA. Whether produced from corn or other starch-based crops, ethanol generates more energy than used during production. It is also biodegradable and is not expected to pose public health risks. Not only does ethanol reduce smog pollution, but it also happens to be the safest component in gasoline today. Increased ethanol production will cause soil erosion, up to 20 pounds per gallon of ethanol. It may also affect drinking water in agricultural places, degrade/contaminate rivers and lakes, and expand the Gulf of Mexico's dead zone. Nitrogen and pesticides applied to farm fields get into streams and the shallow groundwater that many households rely on for drinking water, according to the Union of Concerned Scientists. However, according to NEIWPCC, preliminary analyses indicate that direct exposure to fuel ethanol in the air and in contaminated drinking water is not expected to pose public health risks. Although, if we increase the amount of corn produced in order to make more ethanol, we will increase water consumption. Thank you for watching my presentation.